Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of the Loudermilk Family Homestead how-to videos. This is going to be a video about rural life. It's a little different to everybody, very important to us. So and I guess one of the reasons I wanted to make this video was her German Shepherd Angel died, a little over a week ago, and it was a tough loss. It was not a graceful, peaceful death either. It was pretty traumatic for everybody, but it was good in a way. Angel was 14 years old, and she's the best dog I ever had. And she got to die with every member of the family here. Ada Jane and I, held her hand and told her what a good girl she was as she passed. And Samantha was there too. That's, that's valuable, for the last thing she saw to be us loving on her. That's a good way to go. If I was gonna go, I would want that. I think I'd choose a painful death surrounded by my loved ones over a peaceful death in my sleep. Anyway, we still got these two crazy, we call them the Pointer Sisters. We've done a video on them before, but so I wanted to interrupt the video right here real quick. I kind of got off topic. I never really explained why the death of Angel got me thinking about rural life, and there's a lot of life and death on the farm, in a rural area. We've had a rabid raccoon out during the day acting drunk that I had to shoot. We had two raccoons that were getting on our porch and getting into dog food, and they ransacked our barn. The thing they were most interested in was Miracle-Gro fertilizer, but they made a big mess in our barn, so I had to live trap those, and and took them out to the compost pile and shot them. We had a groundhog getting into our garden beds. My cat Cheeto died. We've had several barn cats. We don't have a barn anymore, but we still have one barn cat. But we've had several. Mimi is now in the house, and he's got 3 legs, and it's because of me. He used to get up under my truck and lay on the rear differential, and got his leg caught in the universal joint of my drive shaft, and it almost killed him. And Mimi was the only cat that had anything to do with Ada, and so we just couldn't let him go. But we've had other barn cats. One morning I was out here, we had one named Itty Bit, and Itty Bit always greeted me out here on the deck every morning when I would feed Angel. And Itty Bit, he wouldn't let me hold him, but he had gotten to where he knew that he enjoyed being petted. So he was kind of a nuisance. I mean, he would want to be petted, and if you didn't pet him, he would grab you with his claws and make you pet him. But one morning I come out here, and Itty Bit was nowhere to be found, and and I'm kind of looking for him, curious as to where he might be, and right out there he comes running out of the woods with a coyote chasing him. I was able to scare the coyote off, but since then Itty Bit has passed. That's what I suspect has happened. There was another cat here that would routinely fight with Itty Bit, and it got to where every day he would have different cuts on him, scratches, and Even one day he showed up with a bullet had actually like grazed his head, and you could see his skull, you know, right there. And that eventually, you know, it kind of grew over, and but there's a, you know, there's a lot of stuff like that happening here. We've lost a lot of barn cats. Lala, which was Mimi's sister, she had no tail. She was born without a tail. The cutest cat ever. And Mimi, or Lala, I think she got up under my truck, and you know, and I remember that day she was playing on the truck, you know, she was on the back tires and stuff. I was putting together a storage cabinet, and then I had to leave for a tire appointment, and I left, and we never saw Lala ever again. I suspect I hauled her off somewhere. Hopefully she's alive. She was awesome. I mentioned Cheeto dying. You know, I mean, the pets, you know, pets die in the city too. But there's a little more death here because of the area. We live next to 600 and some acres of, you know, of wooded property. There's, you know, a reasonably sized lake, Able Lake, which is less than a mile from our property. You know, I've had to kill snakes, copperheads. You know, it just seems like it's something all the time. But anyway, that's what got me thinking about just rural life in general. Now I'll let you get back to the rest of the video. In terms of rural life, you know, you have to excuse me if I keep pointing this camera in weird angles. You know, we moved out here. This is kind of an agricultural property. You know, it's fenced. It used to be a goat farm. It's not huge. You know, I would say, you know, 3 acres, and officially on paper it's not 3 acres. But the farmer that owns the hay fields over there, whenever they fenced it, they were very generous. So I end up mowing probably about an acre more than is ours. We use, you know, probably 3.5 acres, you know. But like I said, even though it's not huge, it was designed, you know, with agriculture and enjoying the outdoors in mind, you know. So in terms of rural life, the main reason for me, we do live close to DC. You know, having even a half acre close to DC is a huge piece of land. So to get this, you know, we're in southern Stafford County, officially in Fredericksburg, so we're about 40 minutes from Washington DC. You know, my wife works in Fairfax, I work at Quantico, and we moved out here because we wanted to give our daughter the same, sorry for the wind, we wanted to give her the same childhood experiences that we had. Me and the wife both grew up in rural areas, and you know, and we rode bikes with no helmets, and we went sleigh riding and built snowmen and dug in the dirt, and you know, I think that's valuable, you know, and I think a lot of my strength now comes from those childhood experiences, you know, and just being, you know, self-reliant. You know, if we got bored, we went and found something to do. Now, a lot of times it was something stupid or something dangerous, but it was still something. I think a storm's brewing. Yeah, I think it's coming. I might have to cut this video. But anyway, one thing about the farm life is, we could hire everything done. All the work around here, there's more work than like if you lived in a city area. We have well water, We have a septic tank. You know, about the only thing we don't provide ourselves here from our land is power. And power goes out routinely. So we even provide some of that. We're on oil heat by choice. We heat the house with wood. In the winter, we supplement our heat with wood. So there's wood. You know, we've got a lot of timber here on the property. So, you know, you see that dead tree out there? You know, if it wasn't for the barn build, I would already have that down, but I will have to cut that down, and then I will try to get some firewood out of it. And that's on us. Now, you don't have to do all that. You can hire everything done, just like you do in the city. But in the city, you got this little tiny yard, if a yard at all. And here, we got all this. On a big tractor, it takes me 3 hours to mow this. You know, it would cost a fortune to hire all of it done. So we don't do that. So the other thing is, you know, self-reliance. You know, if something breaks, yes, you could hire it done, but because you've got more stuff, more property, there's more stuff breaking, more stuff needing maintenance. You know, if I hired everything done, and I think it's getting ready to dump rain. If I hired everything done, there'd be somebody here every week or every other week. And I'll give you an example here. Me and Ada Jane, we built this chicken coop ourselves. We got a wheel kit here, and the wheel kit broke. You know, it bent this piece and it made it to where it wouldn't stand up. So I actually got a piece of plate steel, cut it, drilled it, and I used a flux core arc welder to weld it in place. Now, it's not the perfect weld, but that weld will hold. It's good enough. So I'm not an expert welder, but when I need to weld, I can weld. So you kind of have to be a jack of all trades. But the main benefit here for living in a rural area, you know, is freedom. You know, if I want to look stupid walking through my yard with a camera, I can do that. If I want to build a chicken coop with my daughter in our driveway, I can do that. Our dogs rarely ever have to be on leash. They just run. They're just being dogs living in America. And there's a benefit there. And the downside, yeah, we got to take our own trash to the landfill every week. And that's a 40-minute trip, round trip. You can't get trash service here. We didn't have cable until, you know, down our street until the year we moved in, luckily, because cable internet was a requirement. I work in IT. But there's a lot of things we do ourselves, and I wouldn't have it any other way. And I can't speak for my wife, but I think she sees the benefits too. Our daughter can go outside and play with these dogs. We don't have to come with her. We don't have to watch over her like a hawk. We just, you know, she can run in and out. She can go get the mail. You know, we got gardens. I'm gonna have to put the dogs up here. Here, pup. Sorry, I didn't intend for you to have to watch this. Here, in. When it rains, I put them in here because even though it's, will you chill? Even though it's smaller, when it rains, they like to nap, just like people. And, you know, and it keeps the wind and the rain off of them. Their big pen over here, which is much nicer, it will rain in here because of the walls. The rain will blow in and it'll get soaked. And what you don't want is a soaked dog. Anyway, I'm gonna close this in a minute. I just wanted to say that I love it out here. I wish we had more land. But it does keep us busy. There's always work to be done. There's always something breaking. Anyway, with that said, I'm gonna close and get in the house. You know, and I'll roll some footage of Angel in there. Anyway, with that said, that's it. Peace out.